Hi everyone, I'm Demi. A couple minutes ago, or I guess it's been a bit more than a couple minutes ago by now, but we just got some news that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. About 40 minutes of some new stuff that's coming out later in the year. Also some information about Pikmin 4, which, not my personal thing, but I know a lot of people are excited about that, so that's going to be really cool for a lot of people. I just wanted to give a quick little breakdown of what some of my thoughts were about what we might be seeing with this Direct. So it's 40 minutes, so that's going to be a lot of time. I don't know how much of that is going to be Pikmin, because, like, Pikmin is named in the Direct, but that could mean 10 minutes, that could mean 20 minutes, but, you know, we don't know how much time is going to be devoted to that. It could just be 5 minutes. You know, how much time is going to be devoted to that one game is kind of up in the air, but it's probably going to be a decent amount, given the fact that it is named. And it's the only thing that is named in the little blurb that they provided. I'm going to say that maybe we're going to get like a 10-minute presentation on the new Pikmin game. So that leaves us still with about a half hour of stuff. I think there's a good chance we get some updates about Nintendo Switch Online. There's a couple of games that, not a couple, there's quite a few games that they've said are coming for N64 and Game Boy that still aren't there. Namely, the Game Boy stuff that comes to mind is, if I remember, the Oracle games, Oracle Seasons and Oracle Ages, those two Zelda games, are said to be coming, but they're not there yet. And I know that there's a few other things that have been brought up or mentioned. I think I'm trying to set my expectations pretty low. I don't think we're going to get like a ton of new games announced here. I think there's a good chance we get quite a few ports. I don't know of what. Some people have speculated maybe they're gonna say something about Metroid Prime 2, since, you know, we got the first one remastered at the last big Direct, back in, like, February, I think it was. That could be something, although if they do that, I don't think it's gonna be, like, as much of a remaster. It might just be, like, an HD scale-up. But, like, that's a possibility. A lot of people have been wanting Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD from the Wii U to just make the jump to Switch. They just want them on Switch. Those could be announced, but I don't know if I'd like bet money on it. But I do think in general ports of older stuff is what we should be looking at, rather than like a bunch of new games. Like I don't think we're gonna be hearing anything about Prime 4. I don't think we're gonna be hearing anything about like an Odyssey sequel, the Mario Odyssey sequel. I don't think that's gonna be something we're gonna hear about. There's also a lot of people who've been talking, not about this Direct being a launch, but just in general, people have been talking about, is Nintendo going to announce new hardware soon? Like, we're all kind of under the impression new hardware is probably on the way, especially because of the fact that, like, the Switch OLED was supposed to be a Switch Pro, but then there was the chip shortage, and so they couldn't make it as powerful as they wanted it to be. But it's like, okay, so are they going to try and do something more powerful? Are they going to try and do a better something now that stuff's a little easier to come by? Because Switch came out in March of 17. It's getting kind of long in the tooth. And, like, Tears of the Kingdom just came out. I've got, like, 170 hours in it so far. It's great. It is an amazing game. But there are definitely a couple of places where you can see they were maybe banking on a Switch Pro being out. Things like how far away you get from your vehicles before they despawn. In fact, it's okay-ish, but it's not, like, super far. It's like that was probably something that the distance for that was going to be longer if that was on a Switch Pro. Or things like, still with Tears of the Kingdom, sometimes when you're on, like, flying machines, like if you're on the air bike, gliding around in the depths, you can run run into some... It's not pop-in. It's sort of like the textures of things haven't quite fully loaded, and they are smoothing out and loading in better as you're getting close, because you are coming at it really fast, and the game wasn't expecting you to be that close yet. That could have been something that like would have been handled better had I switched Probin out. But regardless, I don't think that's going to be something that they'll talk about here, because they specifically said games. They said they want to talk about games coming out through, later this year, and Pikmin 4. So I don't think we're going to get any hardware talk. So yeah, I'm thinking ports. I'm thinking maybe Metroid Prime 2 and 3, just like an HD upscale. Maybe maybe a chance of like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD making a jump. But honestly, I do think we're going to see some stuff with Switch Online. I think maybe we're going to finally get like announcements of when Oracle stuff is coming. This is a stretch, but I would love if they finally told us Pokemon, like Pokemon stuff coming out for NSO, because like they've got Game Boy and they've got Game Boy Advance and there's no Pokemon. Will it be extra? I don't know, because they could very well do that, and people would pay it. It sucks because like it should just be part of the base Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Switch Online, but it's Pokemon. People will pay for it. They will pay for it extra. So there's a chance of that, but like honestly, I would be very happy if they show up to the event and they just say, "Oh hey, the Game Boy Pokemon games that were on Virtual Console on the 3DS. Hey, they're on Switch now." Like, I'm not gonna push and ask for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, or Fire Red, Leaf Green yet. I would like them to eventually make it to the Switch, but honestly, just moving the 3DS Virtual Console ones onto Switch, that alone would be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. The other thing is that if they do get eventually around to bringing up all 3 generations that NSO has access for, that would mean we'd have Kanto twice, Johto, Hoenn, and a version of, 2 versions of Sinnoh, one being better than the other, but we would have the first 4 generations of Pokemon, all playable in some fashion on the Switch. That would be nice. But, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think this Direct will be very interesting. I'm excited for it. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to see live, because I might have to be driving for part of it, but I think it's going to be a fun Direct, and I hope at least some of my predictions are right. So, I'm going to stop rambling. Y'all have a good day, and maybe I will see you all after the Direct, and I'll do a little comparison of what I got right, what I didn't, and just analyze what we did get. So, bye everyone!